disrupted destiny. Disrupted destiny. Here's the text. Luke 1:18. Luke 1:18. Zechariah asked the angel, "How can I be sure of this? I'm an old man, and my wife is well along in age." Let me give you the context of the text. Here's what's happening. Zechariah is in the temple doing what he would normally do. And Gabriel, the angel, disrupts him and introduces to him his destiny. The angel disrupts him and introduces to him his destiny. You need to know three things with respect to your destiny and what God will do in order to disrupt it to bring you to your expected end. Here's the first thing. The first thing is this. God will disrupt your routine and your regimen. God will disrupt your routine and your regimen. In verse 8 and in verse 1 in the first chapter, you will find that what the writer is saying, what Luke says, is that Zechariah, who is a part of the priestly tribe of Aaron, has his division, his area. Now, let me explain something. During biblical times, those that were connected to the priestly tribe all had an opportunity to go serve in the temple. It was called the divisions. There were so many, it would be years before you got that wonderful opportunity in your division of labor, your division of duty, to go in, to light the candles, to do what you needed to do. Your family would all wait outside because it would be such an honor. So here is Zechariah doing this, and it's a routine thing. He's doing it regimentally, according to what he's supposed to do. And guess what? God disrupts that. Many times you are caught up into your routine and your regimen. And God has to disrupt it in order to bring you into the destiny that he's called you into. And that's exactly what he does. He goes in, and there is Gabriel, the angel, waiting for him. Your routine and your regiment is going to be disrupted. The second thing is this. It's going to remind you of what you've been praying for. Zechariah said it at the very beginning. He said, "Look, I'm old and my wife is well into age. And you're talking to me about I'm going to have a child now?" Wait a minute. In verses 6 and 7, notice this. In verses 6 and 7, it says that they both are right with God, but barren. Now, why does Luke tell us this? Luke tells us this because if a person is barren during biblical times, the assumption is there is something not right with their relationship with God. The writer of Luke himself says they both are right and they are well into age. And here's the bottom line. God now says, I'm disrupting your situation to remind you that you've been praying for this for some time. How many of you, come on now, how many of you been praying to bring you into the destiny of the right relationship? How many of you been praying for a long time for the destiny of God to bring you into the right job, the right promotion, the right marriage, the right spouse, the right particular prosperity opportunity? You've been praying for some time and you perhaps have given up. But God is saying, I'm going to disrupt it and remind you. I'm going to remind you. That prayer you prayed did not die at the altar. Come on now. It didn't die. And I've shared this before. You need to understand, prayers do not die. They have shelf life. When you attach your prayers to the Word of God, Don't you worry about them expiring. Don't worry about them ever expiring. And so what God does is say, look, the destiny that I have for you, I'm reminding you that, look, you and Elizabeth are going to have a child. I don't care what the community is talking about. I don't care how they're running you down. So I'm reminding you, I'm disrupting your situation to bring you into your destiny. Here's the third thing. The third thing is this. He disrupts it so that you can't return the way that you came. Now, I understand, you already know, Zechariah's momentary doubt causes him to not be able to say anything. When he goes outside, they're waiting, says, why haven't you said anything? He can't even tell them that he saw an angel. And then it's not until 9 months later that Elizabeth has the baby, and it says, what are you going to name him? Of course you're going to name him a family name. You know the story. And he says, no, his name is going to be Jesus. Bam, he starts talking. Here's the point that I'm trying to make. This does not happen until verses 23 and 24 when he returns to his wife. And that's the way the Bible has a very finessed way of saying they got busy. He says he returned to his wife in 23 and 24, and she conceived. You're not going to go back the same way. When God disrupts your destiny, you're not going back the same way that you came. Your disrupted destiny is this. He's going to disrupt your routine and your regiment. He's going to remind you what you've been praying for, and he's going to have you to return differently. What's your takeaway this morning? What's your takeaway? You got to help me now. Here is the takeaway that I need you to share with everybody. It's never too late for God to disrupt your destiny. It's never too late for God to disrupt your destiny. Hang in there. Hold on. Be sure and certain that God has not left you. He's still with you, and he's going to disrupt your situation to bring you into your destiny and your expected end. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Come on now, Manna fam. Share the manna with 2 other people so that they can know how to come into their destiny. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more morning manna, and join me and First Lady for our midweek morning prayer.